versus first, west versus north. Is that Granty? Oh. To you? It's up to you.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Come on! Wait up!
Is everyone ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in higher levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Good evening and welcome to Jack Smith Park for round 9 of the RAA NPLSA. Tonight's game sees the home side Birkalla taking on Playford, both currently sitting at the top of the table, with Playford leading the way on goal difference, both sides on 19 points. 6 wins, 1 draw and a loss. Playford leading the way with 24 goals. With 10 against, with a plus 14, Birkalla 18 goals. 18 goals for, 9 against, with a difference of plus 9. The only difference between the two sides is the Playford 8-1 win against Parahools last week. And here are your lineups as you would have seen on screen. Start with the home side, Birkalla. Number 4, Kane Vidmar. Number 5, Jared Clark. Number 6, Brian Yates. Number 7, Tyrese Conway. Number 8, George Blackwood. Number 10, Dylan Klassen Thomas. Number 13, Zoe Sakani. Number 14, Nathan Enijanto. Number 18, Yoe Matsumoto. Number 20, Nicholas Harpus. Number 22, Alan Welsh. And on the bench for Birkalla this evening is number 1, Julian Torrenson. Number 9, Jonathan Dorigo. Number 11, Zakari Abdullahi. Number 16, Alex Sakonis. Number 23, Chris Christofilos. And number 26, Amir Ibrahim. And your lineup for the visiting side, Playford. Number 1, Luke Ostby. Number 3, Braden French. Number 5, Tyson Harriman. Number 6, Isaac Mullen. Number 7, Santiago Tabades. Number 9, Christos Paunendes. Number 14, Xavier Pratt. Number 16, Patrick McGregor. Number 18, Anthony Piscineri. Number 19, Ben Woolard. And number 20, Ethan Allgate. And on the bench for Playford tonight is number 2, Cameron Harris. Number 4, Sean Harvey. Number 10, Daniel Ryan. Number 17, Shota Babasaki. Number 21, Luca Magetto. And number 23, Reese Jojevich. The men in the middle tonight, the referee, Dion Turner, assisted by Henry Day and Thomas Temby. I am your commentator, Mark Talbot. Alongside me this evening is Theo Marlonis. How are you, Theo?
Thank you for the very warm welcome. And you said it's going to be cold, and it's just started to get a little bit colder. So welcome. Thank you for the offer to help you tonight.
No, thanks for jumping on. What are you hoping to see tonight, Theo?
Well, I can tell you what I'm not hoping to see. I don't want to see a stalemate and a 0-0. I'd actually like to see, we did discuss this prior, different shape possibly for one team compared to the other. So I do want to see one team exploit it, possibly use the width a bit more. So I do want to see goals, and I think the viewers want to see goals too. So that's what we hope for.
We all want to see goals, that's for sure. And the team, or myself at the One Game at a Time podcast, I picked a 2-2 draw. So there's 4 goals. So I'm hoping that they can help us out and give us a few goals tonight. Playford obviously coming off a massive 8-1 win last week against Playford, Theo.
Yeah.
So they've certainly got goals.
Yeah, well, I heard it was a very tight game. Then, unfortunately, the goalkeeper got sent off and the game changed, and Playford will punish you. I have seen it before. Have coached against Playford in the old Mild Vipers days, and, geez, they could punish you. And obviously they continue to do that now in NPL. So, it's a credit to the club, credit to the coaching staff, and credit to the players. They can punish you when they got an advantage.
They certainly can. And Birkalla coming off a fantastic win against Adelaide City last week, 1-0, as Dion Turner will get us underway. And Playford, in their home kit of white, maroon and white socks, will kick us off, kicking from shots from right to left. I have to admit, it is a much calmer night as Santiago Tabares gets us underway than last season, where Playford came away with a 3-0 win. It was 3-0 by half-time, but last year the weather was nothing like this at all, as Blackwood's able to turn and face forward his Sakani out to Anajanto. The weather last season in this game, driving rain, gale force winds, it was awful.
I really enjoyed the explanation of what you did last year to protect yourself, including the tarp and the umbrella. So you can elaborate that on One Game at a Time.
Ball's in early and straight across from Blackwood and Conway. What a delightful ball that in from Matsumoto. Here's Sakani, tries to win the corner and does so. An early corner there for Birkalla, but great start for Birkalla, Theo.
Yeah, look, last time we worked with you, they did the Sturt game, and Sturt started off really strong, and now Berks have started off really strong on their home deck. So, a little bit unfortunate, but Sakani there got the ball. He knew he was going to get a corner, and he got a corner, and let's see what happens.
As Yates has come across to take this one, right-footed in swinger. He goes near post, and that just trickles out as the referee wasn't sure if that was going to be a goal kick or a corner. Birkalla certainly calling for the corner there, as they thought that it took a touch. I believe that was off of Braden French at the near post.
Yeah, I think it was out, and I think Braden knew where he was and sort of just let it go. I do actually like the yellow nets, I must admit, so we can see if the ball goes in correctly.
Certainly can, and it's something about nets these days. I know Alessio was talking about the nets at Modbury only a couple of weeks ago on the show, how crisp they looked. He wasn't a fan of the coloured nets, however the yellow ones certainly stand out in this backdrop as Clark has the ball at the back and he goes long looking for Sakani, who wins the first set of the Blackwood. Blackwood has a shot early, trying to catch Osby off his unawares, but Osby quite quick on his heels there to turn and go.
I was going for the goal of the week after the first 3 minutes. So, look, that was a beautiful header into Blackwood. Blackwood, beautiful touch. Sakani into Blackwood, and then, quite unfortunate. Saw the goalkeeper, but I think Osby's got a bit of class there. He sort of positioned himself quite well.
Yeah, Osby has been around a long time, played a lot of games. He's not as...
That's all of us, I think.
Ripe old age of 35, I say ripe old age as a goalkeeper. He's still got plenty of years left in him.
How old is Donnarumma at Manchester City?
Oh, now you're testing me. Well, here's the thing. He started so young, Donnarumma. He started when he was like 15, 16.
At Milan, yeah.
Yeah, so it's always very deceptive when they start that young. He could only be 20.
Yeah.
But Johnny being a goalkeeper, you certainly can have a longer career. In saying that, Johnny Fusco, as we all know, one of the leading games played in this state, played right into his 40s, and
now successful coach.
And Bucco for Adelaide City, currently 37, still playing out on the park.
Yeah, he's a joy to watch.
He is a joy to watch. I was lucky enough to watch them here last week. Adelaide City unable to get the win. Black wide. Osby's upright.
That was a beautiful move by Sakani. Great feet. I think he even got a nutmeg on the way. And then a top Blackwood's beautiful run. And I actually thought it was 1-0 then. So hopefully it's coming soon.
I think we all thought that was going to be nestling in the back of the net.
That was so close. I probably think maybe 15 centimetres. It was very close. I think the Burke's coaching and
I think everyone watching at home probably thought that was going to nestle in, but it did just go to that post. And from a player like Blackwood, to be honest, we'd all expect that to settle in. Actually, in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think Burke's has started off quite. So the ball Playford on the back foot. Let's see how long it takes for Playford to literally get into their gear. They're still in first gear, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, Birkalla certainly the team to have settled quicker as Blackwood able to switch that out to Matsumoto and acres of space on the right-hand side. He looks to cross, does so, goes far post, but it goes past everyone, and Sakani's going to do well to keep that one in, and does very well to keep it in, actually. Goes back to Anajanto, who crosses first time.
Great ball. Ball
in, cleared by Woolard. Christos Panendes gets a great little touch there for Mullen, and then McGregor looks for Tabares in behind, but Harpus, as expected, high off his line, is able to clear, and Walsh and Conway both able to flick it on eventually to Sakani. Again, Birkalla certainly the side that settled quickest.
Yeah, what I really like about Sakani, and probably the viewers as well, is he's quite calm on the ball, but he actually moves quickly. Does that actually make sense?
It does. Here's Tabares, hits it, and that's forced wide and goal kick. I know exactly what you mean there. He always seems to have time.
Yeah.
Everyone else seems to be rushing.
Correct.
And for me, that's always a sign of a fantastic player.
And just as we said that, Playford had a glimpse and Tavares dragged his shot wide. But that's the absolute quality they can do. They can quickly counter and they can hurt you. And I think they've sort of lined up slightly differently to what we thought. I think they've gone into a 4-4-2-2-2-2-2-2-2, whatever. Whereas Burke's bit more of a
traditional 4-3-3.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you've got players like at Playford's disposal, here's Conway up against Harriman, and Harriman wins out and does well to win the free kick. Birkalla traditional more 4-3-3, whereas Playford tend to play with two up top in Poundendis and Tabares. And it looks like they've got French at right back, Harriman and Woolard as the two central defenders, and Allgate on the far side at left back. But then they've got through the middle Piscineri, McGregor, Mullen.
They can clock up some serious Ks.
They certainly can. And then Pratt on the ball now, also playing in the middle of the park. So it's almost a very, very centralised midfield four who seem to be able to interchange and move as they need to.
Well, we talked also about this prior to the game as well, about how teams can set up differently and pose different problems. And I really do like that about Playford. You know, they pose different problems to you. And, you know, Penendez and Tavares will cause you problems.
The goal scorers in their time in the RA NPLSA.
One would be a top of the line, and one would be you're pressing forward. So could be one of those, or run through the channels.
As that ball goes long, looking for French, and Anajana gets there first, and no free kick to Conway, and it's going to be a throw into Playford. French will take this one on the near side, just in front of us. Goes long, looking for Poundendis, who gets the flick. And Jared Clark finding a new lease of life here at Birkalla. He struggled to get game time at FK Beergrad last season, but he's come in, started every game at Birkalla, and performed very well in a lot of the games they've played that I've seen as well. Yeah,
I think with Clark, as he was a bit younger, he played as a 6, and I think Beergrad had a plethora of defenders, central defenders, so he probably tried to find his best position. And you know, new coach, different way of seeing him, and you know, he's come back in. He's got Vidmar next to him. Vidmar in name and Vidmar in nature. So very, very high quality defender.
Birkalla have had a fantastic backline this season.
And chuck in Nathan, he can play in lots of different positions, and he's got lots of experience. Put Masamoto as well, that can also play as a 7 or as a 2, and it's Stav's put a very strong squad together.
That he has, and it shows as they are sitting second, but again only on goal difference behind Playford. So like I said, at the top of the table clash here in the RAA NPLSA this evening.
Yeah, there could be anything that can happen in this game, but you know, you think home ground advantage, you think Berks would have an advantage, but you know, I wrote in my pre-notes, my huge pre-notes, it's West versus North.
It is certainly West versus North, as Playford is the most northern team in the NPL. We do have some scores from around the grounds. We've got, thanks to the scoreboard and time clock, which is a One World LED and Sportal systems for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. That's Playford book to attack, and they go wide looking for Pratt on the far side. I don't know if he's going to keep that in, and he doesn't. But we've got Adelaide Comets playing Metro Stars in the Apex Steel WNPL, and Adelaide Comets currently winning that game 3-1. The HBG Home State League 1, Cumberland currently playing against the Cove, and the Cove are 1-0 up there. Adelaide Olympic against Cobras, 0-0. Eastern United against Fulham, 0-0. And then State League, the HBG Home State League 2, Adelaide Uni playing against Garn Kilburn tonight, that's 0-0. And Noarlunga and Seaford in the Southern Derby, a traditional Southern Derby, that one, currently 0-0 as well.
Yep, big Southern Derby, and on a night like this, I think the Bears will be going down quite easily tonight.
But they also had a past players game prior to the main game.
Yep. Of which you were asked to attend. Unfortunately, you had prior commitments.
I was asked to play, but I was coaching and then having this game as well. Unfortunately, they did only tell me a week ago, but Heads says that's going to come close to us here in the commentary box.
Lands with the president.
Birkalla will have the throw on this near side, and Janto to Blackwood. Welsh looks to switch, cut out by McGregor. Here's Tabares, Colombian import that's settled in very nicely at Playford. There he is again on the ball, cuts inside. Here's McGregor, hot off a hat-trick from last week. French goes wide. Here's Mullen, also hat-trick last week. He crosses. Conway flicks that up, and Poundendis can't get there. Tabares volleys, but Matsumoto wins that free kick off Poundendis for a push in the back.
Yeah, I have had the good fortune of coaching young Patrick McGregor through Sepsaza, South Australia, and I could tell you he has an engine and he can score. Was a very prolific scorer, and he was very much a box-to-box. As you know, I love Liverpool, and I used to call him my little Gerrard. So, and it's good to see that he has not changed.
Certainly found a home here at Playford. As that's cut out, here is Playford, and can't make that one count, and that's going to go out off Mullen. Conway's going to let that one go. But yes, he certainly has an engine. I watched him play last week. Like I said, he scored 3 as he moved across from Mowbray in the off-season.
And it's, let's talk about forget about me. I think momentum's changed a bit. I think Playford have really start to come into it now. They're into second and third gear, I think.
They have now settled and able to keep the ball. It should lead to an enticing game because neither side are playing poorly.
No.
It's just that the Playford have now had the chance to settle and are starting to play their game as Matsumoto goes along looking for Sakani in the box up against Harriman.
Power of the heavyweights there.
It certainly is, and
very strong.
Harriman comes away with it and goes long as Yates wins it back and wins the free kick for Birkalla. And they will look now for the Tall Timber to go forward on this one. It is in a good position for a cross from the likes of Yates.
Yeah, it's you find very few squads that match up height-wise with Playford, but I think Burks have got some tall timber. Chuckin, Klaassen, Thomas, Welsh, Blackwood, and they sort of match them.
Yates swings this one in looking far post, and Osby takes that one out over his line. That's goal kick. Said it was already out before he took that over the line.
Yep. So is that a goalkeeper tactic? Or would you have just let it go in that stage?
I would have thought he was just going to let that go, but he took it, and I think, to be honest, I reckon he might have got away with one there. I wasn't sure that was out. However, we get the game underway again as Blackwood doesn't quite win that flick, and Pratt's at the back and he's able to clean up. Here's French up against Conway. He goes line, and Mullen's able to bring that under control. Yates goes through Tabares there, and Mullen's not happy about that one, and Yates is going to go into the book early.
Yeah, it was rather late, and he does get a yellow card for that. Tavares is down. Let's just hope he's okay, because that little trickery in and around the box would have got him a goal or a penalty. So
certainly would have.
You just love to see players like that. We just mentioned Sakani and what he does, and you see Tavares. I think he did cop it. I think he landed on his face or something like that. He's up and going. He's tough. They breed him tough in South America.
He certainly is a tough boy, that's for sure. And Yates is tough. He's not going to stand down for anything. So it'll be interesting now to see how Yates handles himself on a booking so early.
Good players know how to handle it.
As Harriman goes long, looking for Poundendis and Tabares, and Christos Poundendis wins the first one, but there's no one there for Playford as Matsumoto steps on the ball and then eventually deals with it. But Mullen hits it, and it's in! Mullen pounces on the loose ball and rifles out into the top corner.
I could say that could be close to goal of the week, because that's his opposite, as weaker foot, and that is as clean as a left foot cracker you'd ever see at the edge of the box. We have seen a goal then.
We've seen one, and I still think there's going to be plenty of goals in this game as Birkalla just couldn't clear their lines. Matsumoto trod on the ball, and then there was a bit of a miscommunication between him and Clark. Matsumoto eventually cleared it, but only as far as Mullen. And to tell you what, Mullen's fine form in front of goal continues. as that now puts him up onto 6 goals
As a midfielder. Wow.
as a midfielder. Guess who is? He's now top goal scorer in charts for Playford, but the other top goal scorer is Patrick McGregor.
Yeah.
The 2 midfielders.
That's why they're doing so well as a club. You got your midfielders as their top 2 scorings, and you got Penendez and Tavares who are quality.
Yep.
You got something happening there.
Like I said, built on a solid back line.
Yeah, they're a good. Must be a good club because they've attracted some good players. They've got a good good coach. They know what they're doing. So
Tavares just takes down Anajanto after the ball, and his referee's going to have a chat with him. I don't think he's going to book him, but he is going to have a chat with him. They're asking for the card, as just a little bit of a clip of Anajanto's ankle after. Deontay's just going to have a chat with him and just say, look, understand, but no more. That's his last one. So next foul, I think he's going to be in the book.
I think so. I think that was a little bit of a, you hurt me once, I'll just get you a little bit back now.
Yep.
Even though we got a goal, and that's more important.
Anajanto looks to switch it out to Clark on the far side.
In the lead up to that goal, you said something that you'd very rarely say as a commentator. Masamoto stepped on the ball.
As there's another challenge there, and Tavares is going to go in the book for that one. As Anajanto certainly felt that one, and Tavares now in the book as well.
You literally just called it 20 seconds ago.
Commentator's curse or just good vision? I'm not quite sure, but we'll see.
Yeah, good at your craft, buddy. That's what you are.
As Tavares goes into the book, and that all stemmed from the earlier challenge from Yates hitting Tavares. Tavares just getting his one back, but on the wrong player.
Yeah, persistent fouling. I hope Anajanto's all right. And he fell down quite awkwardly, but I think he'll be okay.
He'll be all right, I'd say. Anajanto's made of tough stuff. I was fortunate enough, I've probably mentioned this many, many times, but I was fortunate enough to have been there when he debuted at Olympic.
Yeah.
As I think a 15-year-old back in the day. Back then, a left winger.
And you taught him everything you knew.
He was a left winger. He was way too fit for me.
Where were you playing then?
False 9.
False 9?
I was playing as a false 9. I had Andy Janto on one wing and I had Anthony Orlando on the other wing. And then I sat a little bit deeper and I had Mark Mancini, who formerly played at Playford. Okay. He sat in the holding role. Okay. And then I just drifted as I needed to. And we had a cracking end of the season that year.
What's about you scored lots of headers?
No, actually, I didn't.
No.
That year I scored 6 in
volleys.
8. Yeah, most of them on the deck.
On the deck, yeah.
Yeah. Because I had the likes of Anajanto, who was fit and was a willing runner, great little crosser. And I said he was only a young kid then, and him and Anthony Orlando just kept putting him on a platter for me.
Okay, well, going back to the game, sorry for reminiscing a little bit there. It's Anajanto's back on his feet. He looks a little bit sore, but he'll be okay.
So he'll run it off pretty quickly, knowing Nathan, as we get the game back underway here at Jack Smith Park in the RAA NPLSA. Round 9 clash. 1 versus 2, North versus West, as Anajanto goes down looking for the free kick and wins it. And when I say looking for the free kick, I felt he went down a little bit easy there, but
he did. The Playford box didn't really appreciate his, but I think there was contact, but I think he escalated that contact a little bit too much.
As Yates gets the game underway quickly to Welsh down the left side. Welsh crosses but cut out by Piscineri and then cleared by the goal scorer Mullen. And
that's quality. Yes, if you hit a shot like that in table tennis where you smash it over the net and then it spins back over to your side, you're a quality player.
I don't know if he meant that, but it was very impressive as Anajanto goes to Conway back to Anajanto. Anajanto looks to beat Mullen down the line and eventually wins the throw-in.
I think Burks have got like a 10-minute window now. They want to try and get one back as quick as they possibly can.
Into the box, cleared. Only as far as Conway. He hits it straight into Mullen, and Mullen's not affected by that as Tavares up against Vidmar in a foot race, and Vidmar does well, and Clark's there to support him. Yates and Tavares. This could be interesting as Yates goes down and wins the free kick.
I think there was a little bit of a slip. That could have been a contact as well. I can't exactly see it, but you know what? The referees just let them go, do their job. You can't change it.
Call. That's it.
Yeah.
As we get the game underway again, this could turn out to be quite a heated affair. If things continue, both benches up in arms whenever there is a free kick, as Matsumoto goes down the line looking for Woolard, and he cuts it out, looking for Sakani, but Woolard cuts it out, and then Playford win it back. Here's Pratt, goes inside to McGregor, he's out to Poundendis, and he wins the free kick off Clark. As I said, I think this is going to take a few minutes to settle down, a very stop-start at the moment.
Yeah, I think, look, there's a couple of ethnic Greeks, especially, because I can say this, we are quite angry and hot-headed, especially when things don't go our way and when we're losing. I don't think this is going to overheat too much. I think the referee's got a bit of control, but
the ball goes in from Piscinera, cleared by Klassen Thomas. Sakani's able to bring it under control.
I did notice then when Playford played that in, they were quite defensive, and they had had 3 men back, ready for the quick counter, which is always a good idea against Burks, because they can really hurt you.
Here's Klassen Thomas now sitting on the left-hand side, goes inside to Welsh. Wide to Blackwood, who's been in some outstanding form this season and is leading goal scorer for Birkalla.
Probably should have scored Rodden very early as well.
He certainly should have, especially for his standards. He would have. He'd certainly think to himself that he should be scoring those as we'd expect him to score.
When you were a false 9, would you have scored that?
No, I'm not going to say anything because it's a completely different game now. That's why I went in goal. As Vidmar eventually loses out. Here's Pratt. He loses out to Blackwood. A bit scrappy, but Blackwood's able to come away with it. Looks for Conway, but Pratt works hard and wins it back. And that's then cleared by French, and it's going to go out.
Yeah, they do have a very honest brand of football at Playford. There is no exception for not working hard. You must work hard.
Ben Moore's had a number of years at the club as head coach and instilled that all the way through from his beginnings. As the ball switched to Matsumoto on the far side, he's not going to keep that one in. And Playford are going to have to throw on the far side.
He's quick, but unfortunately he's not that quick.
No, exactly right. As Woolard goes long, Yates cleans up and keeps it in down to Matsumoto. Here's Blackwood.
Exquisite feet on that occasion by Mr. Matsumoto.
Yates in looking for
clever header.
Conway, who is the highest player for Birkalla, but Harriman's there to clear, and this has gone long for Tabares, and he's not going to win that one as it's cleared by Clark. Under a bit of pressure though, and Conway does well to keep that in, and Jenner does well to find Welsh in some space, but he can't find Matsumoto on the far side and only finds Allgate. It's neither side able to keep the ball at the moment. Here's Poundendis, touch to McGregor. McGregor tries to find Poundendis again, but Clark cuts that one out.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple of things prior to the game about the way they move the ball forward, and they play to their strengths, and down that spine they are very strong, and they combine quite often, as we are.
Tobias with a turn and eventually cut out by Welsh, but took 4 Birkalla players there to cut that one out, and he's got away with that one there as it looked like a handball, but ref says play on. Here's Mullen up against Anajanto, looking to go line, and eventually goes out for a throw-in. We both thought that might have been a handball, but the man that matters said play on.
Yes. The man that actually knows what he's doing.
Exactly. As French goes long into the box looking for Poundendis, that's over. Clark can't quite clear and then does so on the second attempt. Harriman is going to pick this one up for Playford, and he puts his foot through it. That goes high. Not very far though. Still in the Playford half, and Welsh eventually puts his foot on it. Here's Conway. Up against Mullen. Only one Mullen playing in this game tonight.
Unlike your Legends game, had a few.
Unlike our game last week, where I think it was 9 of the 10 Mullens were playing, as mentioned by some of the Playford players. We didn't have that many, but it certainly felt like it.
Yeah.
As Clark goes long looking for Sakani, but Osby, as expected, playing high in his box and able to claim that one.
And just watching that back, you mentioned that I think you were happiest in that whole video when you were playing right next to Dan Mullen.
Oh, I tell you what, that was just incredible. Was Harriman goes long looking for French, and then Jano cuts that one out. Yates can't quite get there as Poundendis does first, but eventually Birkalla play away with it. Yeah, to be able to say I've shared the pitch with 2 Australian players is probably one of my highlights, that's for sure. So here's Klassen Thomas looking for Blackwood, but not quite on the same page as...
Great idea. He had his body shape correct, but it's just execution, just strength of the ball.
Great tackle there
ball
in the middle
speed.
of the park between Conway and Tavares. As again, both sides looking to counter-attack as quickly as possible. When the option is there to counter, they both certainly go fast, and it leads to... can be a bit chaotic at times, but it's a little bit almost like an organised chaos as Klassen Thomas has overhit that one back to Clark, and he's going to struggle to keep that one in. He doesn't, and it's out on the far side.
Yeah, just watching a little bit then, when Burks do go forward, Dylan doesn't actually play as a real traditional winger. He tries to tuck in a bit, whereas Conway on this side, he really opens up.
Yep.
So it can cause defenders and teams a bit of stress when the either winger plays tucked in as a right side of 10, or they go out in the wing. So yeah, I do like I said, the different styles of coaching.
That ball goes out on the far side, and there's going to be a Playford throw. And chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA, proud sponsors of the RAA NPLSA. As Christos Poundendis wins that header, here's Tavares. Gets a touch, but eventually cleared by Vidmar. And French hits it again! French with the volley that Harpers could not save.
That was another closer goal of the week, but it was inside the box. So he has a chance, but that was a great hit. Hit that sweet as a number 2 to score a goal like that. Yeah, that's a good hit by Mr. French, and that's the 2 goals that you predicted.
There's 2 that I've predicted. Let's hope there's still more to come here at Jack Smith Park, as that is, I believe, Braden French's first goal of the season. And what a way to bring up your first goal of the season. The ball came out kindly for him, and he's hit a first-time volley. And Harpers, unfortunately for him, was nowhere or no way going to save that, as it went past him, dipped at the last minute. As Playford here, able to attack again. Here's Tavares. Goes wide to Mullen. Mullen looks to cross and does so. Goes far post looking for Poundendis. Drops it in for McGregor. Can't quite get there, and it's eventually cleared. And here's now Blackwood. Comes away with it. Blackwood with some space to run into. He goes wide to Conway. Conway up against French, the goal scorer.
Well, you did mention it was 3-0 last year in the rain.
It was 3-0 and it was 3-0 by half-time as well. Here's Clark. Goes inside to Blackwood. Blackwood looks to turn. He's forced backwards. Here's Yates.
Give a bit of a score update in the HBG State League 1. Cove are...
Here's Blackwood in the box. And defending there from Pratt comes back and forces the corner.
Oh, I continue that.
Sorry
That's
to
right.
cut you off there.
No, I stopped because the most important thing is that you are talking at the most poignant moments, not me. Cove are 2-0 up against Cumberland away from home in the Charcoal Derby. Olympic versus the Cobras. It's Olympic is 1-0 at half-time, and Eastern United and Fulham 0-0 approaching half-time.
I certainly hope there's goals in that second half. My friend there, our friend David Grant, commentating on the Eastern United game. And last year's goal scorers in this game, Tabara 7 and 45 minutes, and Townsend in the 40th minute. So that was the scorers last season in this fixture. As Yates has the corner. He goes near post, cleared by Mullen. Tavares is probably going to get there first ahead of Matsumoto, and does so. He brings it down and able to turn. He goes line looking for Poundendis, but Vidmar gets there first and does very well to turn away from pressure and goes inside to Welsh.
Yeah, Christos was probably waiting for it to be a bit more direct instead of running into space. Tavares got a little bit confused. He thought it was Isaac Mullen running for the ball.
Here's Yates on the ball. He goes forward, but cut out by Piscinari, and then challenge there, and Playford come away with it. McGregor, Poundendis happy to play backwards, and Playford will happily try and rebuild from the back. As I've noticed, they're actually setting up as a three-man defence with French sitting on the right-hand side. Here's Mullen looking for French again. French down the line. He crosses first time. Vidmar gets there first and clears, and Ajanto under pressure and steps on the ball, but might get away with it. Here's Mullen now in the corner.
He got away with that one.
He did, and he won the throw.
Yeah, the second Burks player to step on the ball. Maybe they need to check their if they're wearing the correct studs tonight.
Well, they're on artificial. I hope they're wearing moulds, but the artificial does need a bit of a regeneration. It needs a bit of fluffing, as they say. It's the fluffing machine comes in and spins all the grass up and adds extra whatever's put into it, the cork or whatever they use these days, into the artificial, because it is actually a bit slippery out there. I noticed it last week when Adelaide City were here. Here's Yates, Welsh, and Ajanto. Playford certainly applying the pressure. He finds Sakani, but he can't bring that under control, and French is going to go long looking for Tabaris.
Vidmar was very tight on his touch then, didn't allow Tavares any space. Coughed that up then. Well defended by Vidmar.
Very well defended. Yates finding
Great
Blackwood.
ball.
Blackwood can't bring that under control, and Harriman clears. Here's Clark for Birkalla. Yates.
Every time I see Yates, I think of Oxlade-Chamberlain. You know, he just wants to hit that 65-metre diagonal pass and can do it too.
Yates can certainly hit a pass. We've seen it many, many times. As French goes on, and that took a clip off Conway, and it's out for a throw-in.
That was a good touch by Steph too.
Funny, Oxlade-Chamberlain was a former winger who then turned into a midfielder. He's now at Celtic.
Yeah.
As Dion Turner just sending French back a little bit further to take the throw.
And his past clubs will be champions EPL twice in a row. Liverpool, then Arsenal.
No, we're not counting our chickens just yet. As that came in and went out again, and it's now a Birkalla throw. They don't see that too often these days. As Mullen picks up the ball for Playford, he sends wide to Allgate. Playing as a left wing back almost is Allgate, with French, Harriman and Wood almost playing as three centre backs. That's a loose pass from Osborne. Conway's onto it. Conway crosses. Sakani brings that down beautifully. Tries to find the space, but he's then forced out, and Mullen for Playford comes away with it.
That was very well defended. Great touch by Sakani, but just that second touch was a bit too heavy. He tried to do a little bit too much with it.
Here is Sakani back on the ball. He looks to cross, and it is going to go cleared by Pratt in the end, and out for a throw-in. Nope, Matsumoto keeps it in. Here's Welsh. Welsh with the touch. Here's Blackwood in the box. Blackwood hits it into the side netting.
Saved by the goalkeeper or defender?
Defender, I think, in the end. But better from Birkalla there, Theo.
I love the innovation. Backhill, who was that from exactly? I cannot tell you. But that was a beautiful ball. He saw another player come behind Blackwood, and that backhill pass was excellent. Innovation. I hope children are watching that, because excellent body shape. Knew where his other players were, and just played a nice ball in.
Matsumoto has gone across to take this corner. He goes far post. Blackwood's up, and Osby claims that one with relative ease.
That's probably why you don't play a high ball into him.
Yeah, Osby not short by any stretch. He just stands at about 6'4", 6'5". That's a high up and under, and Pictionary does well to win the throw.
Yes, yeah, it's. I said he was a tall goalkeeper, and there's anything about his playing out from the goalkeeper. His kick didn't even make the halfway line. Yeah, how windy is it, by the way?
There is no wind tonight, which is fantastic. It leads to a more exciting game. Last week we had some heavy winds, or strong winds, should I say, here, and it certainly played a part in the game, whereas tonight, as you can probably see in the background, the corner flags are not moving at all. As Conway looks to cut inside, switches and finds Matsumoto in plenty of space out on the right-hand side. He's able to cross. Decides to take Allgate on, then crosses, and it's cleared by Woolard. Yates Sends it back in, looking far post. Blackwood can't get there as it's cleared by Panendas, but only as far as Conway. Conway now wide, goes back to Welsh. Welsh up against Piscineri. He crosses, goes far post, and there's Harriman this time with the headed clearance. That's going to go out on the far side, and Matsumoto's not going to worry about keeping that one in.
Right. Defensively, very well organised. To get a ball, a high ball in past that Playford defence, it has to be absolutely spot on.
As that's cleared again from the head of Harriman. And Klassen Thomas does well to win it. Here is Klassen Thomas. He goes wide to Matsumoto. Matsumoto looks to go line and cross. He does cross, but that's cut out by Allgate and out for a corner. This is better again from Birkalla, now putting some pressure on Playford as we approach the 38th minute of this match.
Yeah, I would, if I was Stav, I think they just switched the lights off football just behind us. It feels like they just switched the lights off on the ground. But they, if I was Stav, a really good way. They've got in behind and they look most dangerous when they've kept the ball on the deck and made those second runs, third runs, innovation in and around the box. That's what I would be trying to do. I think this Playford defence is very hard to beat in the air.
As that ball goes in the air, and Welsh wins the first one, but cleared by Piscineri only as far as Vidmar, who sat at home in this and has done tonight. And I wouldn't mind betting that's actually possibly from the cut that he received very late in the game last week. He actually had some stitches at the end of the game last week. Well, when I saw him, he had butterfly stitches, but I'm just wondering if that's part of the reason why the tall timber and the good head of Vidmar is sitting at home and not going forward.
Yeah, well, I'll pay attention to that because when the ball comes over the top, let's see if he goes for it with a head or lets Clarkey go for it.
As Pratt goes long off the short kick from Osborne. Vidmar does compete in that one.
Back of his head.
But I just noticed he has got some strapping on his eyebrow.
Yeah.
So he's certainly obviously still got that issue there. To get closer. One World LED and Sport Systems for your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions as the time clock approaches 40 minutes of this first half, and Playford leading, if you've just joined us, 2-0 thanks to goals from Mullen in the 15th and French in the 28th minute. And both spectacular goals as well, if you get a chance in the half-time break. Yes. Track back and watch those two finishes.
A couple of score updates. Noarlunga and Seaford in the Southern Derby is 1-0 to Seaford. And Garn... Oh, I'll stop talking for a second.
That's right. There's a clash there between Sakani.
He's come off.
As Yates has gone for goal. As it looks like Piscineri.
Okay.
In the challenge, and Deontay's just going to have a quick chat with, I think, both of them.
And Garn Kilburn are 1-0 up against Adelaide University.
Again, they're 1-0 up.
Yes.
Boy, and that's at Adelaide Uni grounds. Adelaide Uni seem to be struggling at their home ground at the moment this season. As we get the game underway again. No, we don't. Deontay not happy about that, where that was taken from. But all those scores coming from the One World LED and Sporting Systems scoreboard for your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. As Yates looks for Anajanto in some space and finds him. Tavares is quick to close him down though. Here is Anajanto, looks to go line. He does beat French. Can't beat Pratt. And French is going to be able to tidy up and clear, and does so, but he only is able to find Vidmar. Here's Vidmar for Birkalla.
That was a very, very good run by Nathan. Slightly heavy touch towards the end. All dangerous.
Ball in. Here's Conway. Picks it up for Birkalla. Forced wide. And he wins the corner off French.
Actually moved my car. It was right behind the goals. I thought, it's not too bad a place to park. And then I thought, David Grant moment. I'll move it to the side and away.
Yeah, it's always a risk parking behind goals. In the RAA NPLSA. However, I think the RAA wouldn't mind it. And
yeah, they would. Yep, I've used RAA. I'm a gold member. Have been with them. Yes,
I'm a silver member.
Well, my dad made me sign up when I first. Obviously, he knew something about my driving skills and leaving lights on.
Yeah, but you got to remember the cars we had when we were younger were probably bombs compared to what they've got these
It's a
days.
Datsun Bluebird,
There you
a
go.
gold one.
There you go. Matsumoto has come across to take this corner. Goes far post.
Good delivery.
Great delivery, but cleared by a Birkalla player in the end. It looked like it come off the head of Welsh. Here's Tabaris, able to beat Vidmar. Vidmar tracks back well, and Tabaris still going. Yates comes across and eventually wins the free kick. And now they're asking for him to be booked again. Certainly asking the question, how many more? However, Tabaris, I think that's his 4th foul as Mullen goes in hard on Yates, and he's going to get a booking for that one. And Mullen goes into the book.
Yeah, I think like I said, there's a little bit of anger here. The Burks boys know how to accentuate the foul situation. So, but it's you have to be smarter as an opposition not to go into that. Okay.
As Yates is actually just going to have to make his way off. I think he's probably coming off a
Blood
rule. So just
maybe on his knee.
Yeah, take a quick few minutes there to get that fixed up. As Birkalla have the free kick and Vidmar goes long. Allgate clears for Playford. Here's Pratt. Finds Poundendis. He looks to give it back to Pratt and does so. Here is Pratt on the far side. Goes line for McGregor, but knocks that out of play as Birkalla starting to put a little bit more pressure on Playford now.
Yes, he comes back on.
Matsumoto goes along with the throw, looking for Sakani. Great flick inside. Here's Klassen Thomas.
Change the point, buddy.
Go all the way back to Clark. And he's going to look to come out this way, and he does so through Vidmar. And here's Anajanto. He goes looking for Blackwood, but cut out by Mullen. And that's going to not go over the fence as it just hit the hill at the right moment. And
unfortunately, we're not playing.
As the ball comes back on the two balls, and that one's gone into the school behind us. Well, actually behind the goal. But the throw goes long. Sakani can't bring that under control, but Tyrese Conway makes an effort to get there, and Osby out off his line.
Shielded very well by his midfielder defender.
Certainly well looked after as he goes short to Pratt.
That's the type of protection you need. That's what you get with the RAA, I think.
That's exactly right. Great touch there from Blackwood. He's done brilliantly there to find Welsh. That's just touch of the night for me right there. Here's Matsumoto. Surrounded by 4 Playford players. Playford again, certainly hard working without the ball. As we approach half time here in round 9 of the RAA NPLSA clash between Birkalla and Playford, 1 versus 2. As Yates looks to switch it, but that's a bit straighter than what he anticipated. And Sakani does make something of it and gets there.
It's very well to get that.
Up against Harriman, looks to beat him and does so, but the ref says that's gone out, but it should be a corner.
Probably.
And he does give a corner. The linesman on the the assistant referee on the far side flagged that straight away that it was a corner. Dion Turner couldn't see him through the crowd of players and eventually awarded the corner as Matsumoto comes across to take this one.
Severe weight of numbers by the opposition, by the home supporters. Can sometimes sway the referee's decisions.
Certainly can, but the assistant referee on the far side straight away flagged that and eventually got his message across as Anajanto's making a nuisance of himself in the box. As this is swung in by Matsumoto, goes far post. Eventually, Downside calls the free kick against Birkalla, and Playford will come away with it. And Osby will certainly slow things down as we have ticked in through time added. And I'd expect a couple of minutes, Theo.
Yeah, well, there have been a couple of players down. There's been 2 goals, so you would assume that'll be at least 3 minutes.
2 goals, a few injuries, a few yellow cards.
A few buckets of hot chips, a few Scotch and Cokes.
As Osby will go long and does so. Looking for Poundendis. Vidmar wins that one. And French wins that one and it falls to Mullen. Mullen looks to go line looking for Tabares up against Anajanto. And Anjanto's going to win the free kick and does so. And Paulinendes comes through. Anajanto threw himself in front of the ball and see what happens here.
I think Tavares has caused a couple of fouls.
Turner's just going to have a chat with Paulinendes here.
I don't think Christos meant to do anything. I think he just sort of came across and accidentally made contact with Anajanto.
He just kicked the ball out. Former teammates, Christos Paulinendes and Nathan Anajanto, both played at Olympic back in my day. Both came through. Like I said, I was lucky enough to see Anajanto. I was also lucky enough to see Christos Paulinendes come through and make his debut.
Yeah.
And another player that actually came through around the same time was young Nathan. At the time was Nathan Konstantopoulos. Now living in Victoria and is a lawyer, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, his two brothers still here in Adelaide playing for FK Beergrad. Well, one of them's injured at the moment, but they're both playing at FK Beergrad, which I will be on tomorrow. Are you joining me in that game tomorrow?
Yes, I am. And I think tomorrow we're undercover. And
we are certainly undercover at Croydon.
There's another Legends game as well before that.
There is. There's a Croydon versus FK Beergrad Legends game before that, so if you can get out and watch that one, as it looks like Klassen Thomas is now in the book as well.
Yeah, get out and support your local football if you can. The catering's done by Iconic Kitchen as well, so the food will be on point.
The food is fantastic. I've commentated a number of games at Croydon and make sure I get food. It's run by Johnny Christopoulos, former NSL forward.
Yes. Fulham coach,
yes.
Comets player.
Yes. I was lucky enough to play against him when I was a kid,
Okay.
when he was playing for Port Pirie Savoy.
Port Pirie Savoy,
Yes.
There you go.
Showing my age now, I was only a young kid. I was playing against him. He scared the bejesus out of me.
He could score a goal.
He could certainly score a goal and he certainly could tackle. As this ball is going to be delivered by Piscineri, goes long. Harpers comes out, can't quite get there, and eventually flag goes up for offside.
Okay, yeah.
As Harpers came out, couldn't get a stronger fist on that as he would have liked. And Dion Turner calls half-time.
I said 3 minutes.
Theo, thoughts on the first half?
Look, Burke started off really well. Probably should have been at least one up. And then the momentum sort of swung back the other way. And Playford deservedly scored 2 good goals. And then the game sort of ebbed and flowed a little bit with a couple of not really clear chances. But look, I would say Playford would be very, very happy with that half to be coming against these guys and being 2 goals up. You take that.
They certainly would be, as we will go to the half-time break. So please stick with us or tune into one of the other games that's on tonight. There's commentary on those games across the board. So please tune in to one of those games, or like I said, stick with me as we can actually have a quick look at the stats. 2 goals to Playford, obviously. 1 shot for Birkalla, 3 for Playford. 2 shots on target for Playford, none for Birkalla at this stage. And like I said, 2 yellow cards apiece. So it's been a little bit stop-start at times. However, still 45 minutes of football to go. So please grab a tea or a coffee, have a quick break, and join myself and Theo on the other side.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Inside. First pass isn't really that great, but they still have it. Shot from distance, and that is an absolute rocket from Caelan Laird. Super sub comes on, makes it 3-0.
Cutting inside, has to strike. Hussein! That's an unbelievable goal, Abu Hussein, for his first of the club. We're only 5 minutes in here, but he's almost taken the net off.
Ball. Bucco now, great crossfield pass to Dominic Costanzo on this side here, on his left, gets a shot in, that's goal bound, and it's gone in. Fine finish by Dominic Costanzo, making it 1-1 on the One World LED and Sportals scoreboard. And maybe no scores update in a minute here as this free kick comes in from Kasimovic. He's hit it well. Oh, Hasan Kasimovic, pick that one out. Oh, that's I've got no words, Paul. That doesn't happen very often, but that's a fine free kick.
No, that's a super strike. Super strike.
Might have been playing out to the path of Stella, but in the end now. Forger on the break. Sia John has a shot from distance. Wow! Goal of the week! Sia John!
I think the thing that most people don't realise about being a referee is how much we train. We often train twice a week as a group. Then we have coaching sessions where we go through videos and look back at past few weeks. And then any of the outside of training stuff that we do, like our gym work and watching matches back and all that. All the extra time outside of match days are the big things for us. What makes it more than just blowing a whistle is understanding football and all the different layers of football, and then adding on top of that we then have to be impartial and understand the emotion of football, and then find that balance between understanding the emotion and then understanding the laws. I've had a few grand finals that I've been lucky to be a part of, and in those kind of games with the crowds and the energy, I can just tell that the football match that's going on is so entertaining, and that I'm lucky to have one of the best seats in the house for it.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure now in place, there's become a better level, and with a better level there's been higher intensity within our sessions, and that's allowed for greater development in terms of a player technically, tactically, and that's given them the best chance to keep improving their game.
Yeah, look, I think there's certainly brought around a lot of excitement to the club on YCC Day. The club's buzzing, a lot of the parents and players really enjoy seeing the kids play, and what is really now an elite pathway in junior football in our state.
Something that resonated with me right on the onset was about connecting a budding footballer with the right coach with the right club, and the right club being part of the right football environment. So the YCC tells me that this has been a fantastic implementation by Football South Australia.
Westies.
Welcome back to Jack Smith Park for round 9. The RAA NPLSA clash between Birkalla and Playford, 1 versus 2. Playford currently leading 2-0 if you've just joined us, and myself and Theo on the call tonight as Birkalla will get us underway in this second half. There appears to be no changes to either side at this stage, as Sakonis knocks that out of play on the far side, and Blackwood, the furthest player forward, but was never going to get there. But that's certainly a playbook straight out of the EPL there.
Yeah, I actually think that has been a change. I think it's Tavares off.
Oh, you are right, yes. I'm glad you saw that. So Tavares has made way, and I hazard the guess they've taken him off before he got sent off.
Yeah, he did cause a couple of fouls. I think he was teetering on the edge, and then Benny Moore obviously thought, I'm not going to play with 10 men.
Yep, not worth the risk. 2-0 up, thanks to goals in the first half from Braden French and Mullen. As here is Playford down that far side on the right, and that's eventually going to go out of play.
Yeah, and did see the Playford boys on the bench. They were rifling some crackers in at half-time break, so they looked pretty sharp to come on. I think this first 15 is pivotal. If nothing happens in 15, I reckon Stav will go to the bench. If they do score, then he might prolong the substitutions. Let's see what happens, though, because football is a funny game.
It certainly is, and that change is Tavares off and Babasaki on, who wasn't in the squad last week. He is back off the bench this week, and he has been a bit of a revelation for Playford. He is also their third top goal scorer with 4 goals as well, so he's averaging a goal every other game, considering he didn't play last week, as Osby goes long looking for Poundendis, who can't quite win the flick, and Clark cleans up. Klassen Thomas with the flick on to Blackwood.
Yeah, they stayed the same shape, playing the same sort of way. Burks, Playford stayed the same as well, but just that one change.
Blackwood brings that under control and then muscles Mullen off the ball. Blackwood goes line, but knocks that one out of play.
Slightly heavy touch. Like I said, Stavel would have said enough. And let's see what kind of reaction he gets from the boys. The quality is clearly there. Absolute quality in every position. They just got to, if they get a chance, they've got to score. Because Playford, I think, are finding it a little bit easy now.
Pratt goes long.
Easier, not easy. Sorry.
As Birkalla now coming away with it. Here's Welsh. And Matsumoto's down that outside of him. He clips it in looking for Conway, and it's cleared there by Pratt. And he goes long looking for Babasaki, and he's up against Clark, and Clark keeps it in and then uses his body to muscle him off the ball and does well to go line, but picked up by Aldgate. Dion Turner says play on after claims of a handball. Matsumoto is going to go back to Clark.
Contentious issue. Both boxers are claiming to try again, as you would, trying to get every thing you can go, but I don't think it was a handball there. And if it was utterly unintentional, and it didn't affect play.
Sakani's able to switch that to Matsumoto on this near side. Birkalla now in the second half kicking from left to right. As Matsumoto gets past 2. Then goes wide to Anajanto on the far side. Anajanto looks to cross and does so. Looking at the far post. Conway can't get there. And eventually cleared by Piscineri.
I mentioned in the first half, if those balls that are into the box, so Playford do have a grasp. There's a strong, very strong aerially towards that centre. So that ball has to be absolute pinpoint. I know you don't want to stop doing that, but can we find another way to get the work that ball into the box like this?
Here's Blackwood, crosses but cut out by Harriman, and back to Sakani, who shoots, and Osby pushes that one away with the right hand. Here's Matsumoto, crosses, far post, Sakani can't quite get there. That was The same style of cross that led to Birkalla's goal last week against Adelaide City, which turned out to be the winner from George Blackwood, as the ball smashes into the VO camera pole there and it manages to stay upright.
We had a bit of a giggle about that just then that it hits the camera, because Mr. Talbot and I were talking about how the AI camera is not quite functioning at the moment because it has been hit.
Well, we think it's been hit. I'm assuming it's been hit because it hasn't been working for a number of weeks now, and that's Matsumoto winning the free kick there.
The VO is still shaking.
If it gets any colder, I'm going to start shaking soon. It's starting to feel a little bit cooler here at Jack Smith Park.
I've been laid up as suggested by yourself.
As looking for Blackwood, finds him in the box, and then Allgate happy to put his foot through that, and that just goes out for a corner. First one for the half in the way of favour of Birkalla.
Let's see if this delivery, can they do something different? I know, is Nathan going to hit it low and towards that front post? Why not play Matsumoto?
And he does so. Theo, he heard you. Goes short to Matsumoto. He gets it back now. He's able to get in the box. Does so, shoots, and that's just over the bar from Nathan Anajanto. I was worried for half a second there as he watched that rise and rise.
Like I said, doing something different would just change it up and give the defence a bit of a different picture of what you might propose next time. So.
Dion Turner calls the free kick there.
Yeah, it's
Sakani left one in there. Arnold hasn't, I guess it was probably French playing that wide, or it could have been Harriman. However, Playford have the free kick.
I think French is slightly playing high up the park on the right side, so I think it was Harriman there.
Harriman's going to take this one. Does so, he goes long looking for Palmendis, and that goes over him, and it falls to Babasaki in the end, and that's a challenge from Matsumoto. Straight away and you put his hand up apologising as Babasaki just got there in front of him. There was no malice or intent in it, just Babasaki probably a little bit quicker.
Yeah, probably a little bit quicker, and maybe he said something to Yoha about which Japanese restaurant to go to. So he said, no, I don't like that restaurant. No, I don't like that restaurant. And he kicked out at him. So, yeah, like I said, I think it's just all speed then.
It certainly was, as we now have Woolard and Pictionary over the ball for Playford. Harpers has set up a three-man wall. About close on 38, 40 yards out.
What are you thinking here?
I think Woolard with the left. However, I could be very wrong, as Pictionary looks like the likely one to take this, and he lines up and does so. He shoots and sends that one over the bar.
I think it was a little bit too far out to hit it from there.
Was a long way out.
I would have liked to maybe take the ball wide and then get the ball into the middle. You've got some really good targets in there that can win a header for you.
He's Welsh able to get away from Palmendis in the end and find Conway. Conway's able to switch to Matsumoto on this near side. Matsumoto up against Allgate.
1v1, mate. Oh, yeah, now it's 2v1.
Goes inside,
well
finds
done.
Classen Thomas. Classen Thomas in the box on his favoured left, and he curls that one. And he sends that one just wide of the far upright.
It's those moments, isn't it? Football was moments. A couple of coaches said to me over the time, and I've said to a couple of coaches, you take your moments and then the rest will look after itself. So they've had 3 good moments where they probably should have scored. Dylan, like you suggested, on his left foot, and he bent it very well, but I just think he aimed a little bit too far to the left.
Certainly did, as it sailed wide in the end of that upright.
This is me critiquing someone who's nowhere near as good as he was, and I did coach him as well. Always had talent.
You could see what he was trying to do there, and again, just unable to bend it in as Isaac Mullen wins that back for Playford. It falls eventually for Babasaki. Here's McGregor, hits it straight at Harpers. Harper stands tall and knocks that one away. McGregor almost wins that back and eventually goes out for a throw-in on the far side off Conway. And chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. Proud sponsors of the RAA NPLSA. As that ball's long into the box, cleared by Vidmar and out for another corner.
Dangerous.
And a quick round the grounds. Cumberland have lost to the Cove 2-0. Adelaide Olympic 2-0 up over Cobras. Eastern United and Fulham still 0-0. Apologies there to David Grant. Playford obviously here 2-0 up. In the HPG Home State League, Garn 2-0 over Adelaide Uni, and Seaford still 1-0 up over Noarlunga. And that's all brought to you by One World LED and Sportal Systems for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions.
Add a couple of those. Sturt Lions are 1-0 down against Adelaide Comets in the RAA NPL, and Modbury Vista, after being 1-0 down, are 2-1 up against Campbelltown City in the WNPL Apex.
As Woolard swings this on with the left peg, goes far post looking for Poundendis. He gets it high. Harpers comes out, and it's under pressure from Harriman, but eventually, I wouldn't say eventually, but Dion Turner calls the free kick for pushing the back. As that was lobbed on high by Poundendis, but eventually Harriman just coming into the back of Harpers there and winning the free kick.
After a historic, mention that, after her historic first win of their NPL history,
yes,
Modbury Vista are now 2-1 up after being, like I said, 1-0 down. Diaz will be very happy there. Let's hope they can keep that for his sake.
And Jana goes wide to Conway on the far side. Conway onto his right. Crosses. Clayton Thomas able to bring it down. Can't beat Xavier Pratt, who's been brilliant in that holding role. And then he looks to release Babasaki. Babasaki in behind, but Vidmar does well. And Babasaki high over the bar from an effort about 20 yards out.
He actually timed that one perfectly. If you actually watched it from side, it definitely was not offside.
As Birkalla gets underway again, and I think Birkalla certainly, to get something out of this game, they need to get something sooner rather than later, in the fact that we're approaching the hour mark of this game, but just to allow them enough time to get a second if needed. They need to do something soon. As Pictionary looking over the top for Babasaki, but Harpus is high off his line and claims and goes wide to Anajanto on the far side. Anajanto then goes long looking for Blackwood, and it's going to find him in a little bit of space up against Harriman. Cuts inside, switches it to Matsumoto, who's got acres of space here in front of us. Matsumoto crosses, far post, doesn't make it that far and cleared by Mullen. Poundendis gets the flick, but Birkalla regained possession.
This is the danger of this 2-0 scoreline. You have to go for it a little bit and take that risk, but you also have to take the risk of being countered. And Playford look like they're ready to counter you.
As we said in the first half, both teams, when they look to break that extremely fast.
Breakneck speed, yeah.
As Matsumoto will take this throw in, he'll go long into the box looking for Sakani, but cut out.
Babasaki is a different player to Tavares, but just as good going forward.
It certainly is, as Clayton Thomas eventually comes away with it. Here's Blackwood up against Mullen. Cuts inside onto his right and then comes wide to Matsumoto. Allgate slips at the wrong time but regains his feet quickly. Matsumoto into the box, goes line looking to cross and does so over the top and goes all the way through. Drifts all the way through as he cleared Osby, but none of the attackers could get on the end of it. Great back heel there. Here's Anajanto looking to cross. He crosses straight into, looks like Isaac Mullen tracking back there and out for another corner.
Yeah, I can see, I'm not too sure if he's warming up and limbering up, but this is the type of day for a Christopoulos set piece. Chris has an amazing attribute of making set pieces really do count.
He has a wand of a left foot.
He can really make a big difference.
Here's Yates on the far side. He swings this one in and Osby right under his bar takes that one. But that's easy take for Osby in the end. Here's the countdown from the referee and he goes high and into the half of Birkalla, but Vidmar gets there first and Pictionary puts it through from McGregor. Clark under pressure and he's able to clear and Vidmar helps him out. Here's Clayton Thomas and he finds an overlapping Clark. Not something you'd hear every day. That's Clayton Thomas. Beautifully switches play to Matsumoto, who's currently sitting at left back. Players popping up all over the park at the moment.
And the chill factor has just gone up another level, I think.
Anajano goes inside but can't find Conway's feet, but Matsumoto still in that left back role, picks it up. And they're now able to play. Here's Yates in the middle of the park for Birkalla. Chips it out wide to Matsumoto. He looks to take on French on that far side and goes line. Delivers with his left foot, and Osby has to touch that one over the bar.
Sakani was lurking.
He certainly was, and Osby does very well there in the end. Gives away the corner, but that's the better option than what the other option was, and that would have been to let Sakani come through and have a free header.
I knew the chill factor would be up. I just checked the bomb, and it just said our current temperature at this current location is 13.4 degrees.
I was feeling fine until you said that. As Matsumoto is going to take this one from the far side, the only one with gloves and long sleeves and long trousers on. He swings this one in. Cleared by Piscineri. Babasaki then happy just to put his foot through that and clear it further. And Birkalla will have the throw on the far side.
I think Ben's on the on his whiteboard shuffling things around, magnets around. I think Stav seems very calm, but you can see the boys going through a bit more of a vigorous warm-up, so we'll see what happens.
And both coaches have players on the bench at their disposal that can certainly make an impact, as we've seen Babasaki coming on for Tavares, but he's also still got one Dan Ryan sitting on the bench as that's clipped forward, and it's going to go all the way through, and Clark goes back to Harpers, but that's a bit short, and Harpers manages to get there under immense pressure from McGregor. Little flick on from Babasaki. McGregor into the box, hits it. Great save from Harpers, down low to his right, not cleared. McGregor, another shot, and Jano blocks. Birkalla seriously properly, and eventually it goes out for a goal kick. But Harpers with the save there, Theo.
Yeah, well, you'd know a lot more than I would as a former goalkeeper. He was going one way and Paddy hit it the other way, and yeah, I think great save. Paddy makes the goalkeeper work as well. So
he certainly did there, and Harpers was up to the challenge, and that was some great goalkeeping there, and that's, for me, is going to go into contention for save of the week right there, as it's now time to put the big jacket on, as it has gotten cooler.
Does it have an Arsenal badge on it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I don't wear Arsenal stuff while we're in a thick of a title challenge. Stupid superstitions that I have as Welsh picks up the ball for Birkalla. And as I was saying earlier about the benches for both sides, as Blackwood looks to play in Conway in behind French. Now let's take him on and cuts inside and wins the free kick just outside the box. Just outside the box.
Well, if we were in the Premier League, that would be going to VAR.
We do have a replay here. I've got the game playing, funny enough, and it is definitely outside the box.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, Playford have certainly got some game changers on the bench. Like I said, they've got Dan Ryan, but they've also got, to shore things up, Arisjevic, who former Birkalla player, and the return of Sean Harvey, who has been out with some injuries. So
Cambertown superstar.
Yeah, so great to see him back in. And again, Birkalla also able to have game changers on their bench in Jonathan Dorigo, Abdullahi, as we mentioned earlier, Christophilos. They've also got Sakonis and Amir Ibrahim all on the bench, and most of them attacking options. So there's certainly things can change in the last half an hour or so as we tick into 64 minutes.
Jonathan's more of a 10, could possibly play on the wing. Ibrahim's a winger.
Sakani lines this up, and he goes near post, and Osby shuffles that one out, shovels that one out, and out for a corner.
Every day he's shuffling. Okay.
He certainly was aware of Sakani looking to go near post and was down early to it and was able to shovel it wide, as Yates will now take this corner as Birkalla need to make this pressure count. Here goes to the far post. Welsh rises highest, but Harriman probably won that, or Welsh knocked it into the back of Harriman's head, and Klassen Thomas wins the throw in. He goes in behind looking for Welsh. Here is Welsh. He's able to swing a boot out, but Allgate cuts that cross out.
What kind of set piece would I want to see here? I want to see an in-swinger. I want to see them...
You've definitely got the in-swingers. Nathan Engendro's made his way across for this one.
I want to see someone standing in front of the goalkeeper dart towards the front post, knock it on, and then here we go. Oh, Vidmar didn't do what I said. He went in front of the goalkeeper.
Goes far post, and it's cleared again by Playford, and now they're looking to counter. Here's Patrick McGregor able to open up his legs, and he's going. He's up against Matsumoto. Zakani's tracked very well to go all the way with him. And eventually surrounded by 3 Birkalla players and wins the throw-in. Great tracking there from Sakani, and McGregor was all the way.
Yeah, and after Sakani's foul really early in the second half, it probably wouldn't be questioning the referee too much. Paddy was holding off literally 3 players there. So
he was surrounded by the Birkalla defence there as Allgate will take this throw. And he goes into the box looking for Hernandez. It's over him, and then Blackwood clears only as far as Pratt. Pratt beats one, has a shot, but it's well blocked, and Blackwood comes away with it. Mullen there on his touch. Eventually manages to get the ball wide to Conway. Conway cuts inside, finds Welsh. Welsh plays forward looking for Blackwood, but cut out by Harriman by the looks of it, and finds Babasaki. Probably hasn't gotten the ball as much as he would have liked since coming on, but it's a different game this second half.
Bit too heavy.
Yep.
That would have been all right on the grass pitch.
French unable to get there, and again Playford just happy to clear their lines.
Score update in the RAA NPL between Comets and Sturt Lions. It is now 1-1 at half time. Sturt Lions scored in the 44th minute to equalise.
So that's long into the box. It's over everyone's head. Clark eventually manages to clear, and Vidmar keeps it in. No, he doesn't. It's out for a corner on the far side. That would be an enticing game, that one. Sturt and Comets. Comets really need the win. They don't have a coach at the present moment in time. They do have an interim. I don't know who that is, but nothing's been appointed, as they did release their coach only yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the top job.
According to social media, it was just yesterday, but who knows when that was.
It was released by the club yesterday, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
As this ball comes in from Woolard, goes far post and cleared by Welsh. Clark's going to keep that one in. Does so and goes long looking for Sakani. Does well, but it goes behind Sakani and Klassen Thomas, but the clearance from Playford there falls to Sakani. He's able to tuck inside and beats Pratt as well now. Surrounded by Playford players, and he's done very well to find Blackwood in some space.
Invention.
Here's Blackwood up against Allgate. Onto his left, chips at far post. Conway's there, and then Welsh, and it's in! Blackwood with the ball in. Well, Conway with the first header.
Welshie.
And Alan Welsh doing what he does, scoring with his head. Gets him back into this game.
Well, he clearly used his head.
He did, but we all know how strong Welsh is in the air. And in the end, he was actually bending down to get his head to that one.
Yeah, good move. Amazing how high Conway literally got up then. His vertical leap was excellent. I'd actually like to test him on that. Yeah, he doesn't care. Great assist. Good finish by Welshie. Predator instinct. Game on.
As it is now 2-1 to Playford in this 1 versus 2 clash here at Jack Smith Park in the RAA NPLSA.
So I'm no longer in the coaching circles. I said staff should make a change by the 60th minute. He waited, and that's why he's coaching, and I'm not.
As that's out for a throw-in on the near side. And that's just going to set up an absolute grandstand finish with 22 minutes left to play.
Can your prediction come true?
It might do. Let's hope my prediction for the One Game at a Time podcast does come true at 2 apiece. Here's Conway. Hits it, blocked. And that block ends up in the arms of Osby.
There are 3 possible coaches going back to Comets. We went and had a look and dribble. Is Kieran Carlton, Bill Nastu, who was the reserves coach, or Isaac Cisse. One of them is coaching them tonight.
Fair enough. And the stand-in coach or interim coach, as Playford managed to make their way forward. Here's Piscineri, goes wide, but Eventually, the ball goes wide and Turner calls a free kick. He waited to see if there was any advantage. There wasn't any, and pulls that one back.
I feel sorry for Stab's drink bottle, by the way. He's given that a hard working and...
Neither side have been entirely happy with some of the calls that they've received or not received in this game so far. But the referee makes his decision. He's not going to change it as he forces the wall back, and this time the free kick a little bit more central than the last effort from about the same distance, about that 38 to 40 yards out.
I wouldn't be going for a shot. I think it's too far out, but that's just me.
The fact that it's more central, I wouldn't mind betting they will, but let's see what they do. Woolard and Piscineri over the ball. Piscineri crosses or lobs this one into the box, cleared by Anajanto, and Sakani cleans up further. But for me, that was a little bit too straight to knock that ball in. But
yeah, probably in that circumstance, getting the ball wide and then whipping it in just to move the defence around is what I would have done. But like I said, what do I know?
As Mullen wins the free kick from Welsh there.
Yeah. And I think to see Chris is just about to come on.
Chris Christophilos just limbering up just in front of us.
Getting ready for that one set piece that could make the game even.
Going to hazard the guess it'll be Anajanto to make way as Piscineri swings this one in. Cleared by Blackwood. Sakani brings it down to Matsumoto, and he's going to go line, but cut out by Woolard for Playford. He's going to go inside and finds Poundendis. Poundendis shoots, blocked by Anajanto. Here's Sakani looking for Blackwood, and Playford eventually come away with it, but Birkalla win it back, and that's going to be a free kick.
Could be a yellow card.
Piscineri is going to go into the book. 72nd minute, Piscineri joining the card brigade.
The Yellow Submarines. 2 subs.
As Birkalla going to their bench. Anajanto making way for Christophilos as expected. And the other change is Klassen Thomas making way. And Abdullahi coming on.
So did Nathan come off? Yes.
Yep.
And did one. Okay.
So like I said, it'll be a straight swap there for Anajanto and Christophilos. And then Abdullahi coming on for Klassen Thomas. And he's going to go to the side that Conway was on. Conway's going to come across to this right-hand side.
Never seen Abdullahi play? What can you tell me about him?
Very fast, very tricky winger. Adds a different element to a Klassen Thomas, who's very much more of a power, yes.
Yep. So more like a Rio Ngamoa. Yeah, young.
Yes. As Matsumoto gets that under control. And goes back to Jared Clark. And look to play out. Matsumoto gets some space to look up and goes line looking for Sakani up against Woolard, and that's going to go out for a throw in.
Defended quite well. Probably wanted to keep that ball into Soy's feet instead of playing it into space.
Abdullahi, just 21 years of age, goes line, and Christos Poundendis wins that one. Babasaki turns, but Vidmar's there. Poundendis wins it again. But unfortunately, can't find Babasaki, and Clark clears. Gets there in front of Conway, but Matsumoto cleans up. Just switches it out to Christophilos. Fresh legs on that left-hand side for Birkalla. As both new players have both gone to that left side, as Conway finds a little bit of space inside. He's onto his right. Shoots. Saved by Ospai. Great save there from Ospai down low to his left. And Conway starting to find some feet, find some time, and get some shots away.
Yeah, it's Christos slowed down the game. He picked his pass, played a beautiful ball. Conway 1v1. A defender hates that. When there's no one covering next to him, beat his defender, great shot, and great save by the goalkeeper.
Abdullahi with the header, and that's going to go over from a long throw. but that's more like it from Conway.
My ears are warm, but my head is actually starting to get quite cold.
Certainly getting a bit chilly here at Jack Smith Park in the RAA NPLSA. And chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. As Willard will take this goal kick and goes long, looking for Christos Panendes. Clark wins it in the end, and Babasaki for Playford. Here's Piscineri up against Vidmar. Piscineri comes away with it. He almost finds Panendes at the top of the box. He just couldn't bring that under a spell, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and watch Playford games and count how many times Panendes goes up for a header.
Well, he's certainly won for that, and he wins a fair number of those as well. As that's going to go out of play off Vidmar's boot. And One World LED and Sport Assistance for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. Quick round the grounds. As we know, Cove beat Cumberland 2-0, Adelaide Olympic beat Cobras 2-0, Eastern United 0, Fulham 0. And I have to apologise to Dave Grant. That game hasn't finished yet, so there is still only time added, but he wanted a game with goals.
Mm-hmm.
He's had too many 0-0 draws, and he's got another one, so apologies because he did ask for my opinion. As Piscineri is going to make way for Playford here.
I can make mention of two results in the State League 2 South. Noarlunga 0, Seaford 2, and Garn Kilburn. Oh, just got updated now. Adelaide University 0, Garn Kilburn 6.
Wow. That's a big result there for Garn in the HPG Home State League 2 as that change for Playford. Yevich come on against his former side. Unfortunately, didn't see who went off though.
Back 5 now, I suggest. 5-3-2, possibly. 5-4-1.
As it was, sorry, Piscineri, I did see that.
Yeah.
So what they've done is they've pushed Yevich just to the right side of defence, and they have gone to a back 5. French on the right, Yevich just inside of him, Harriman central, Willard and Allgate as that ball goes through, and Harriman clears on the far side.
No nonsense.
As we approach the 80th minute mark. Christopher with a throw on the far side. He goes short to Blackwood. All the way back to Vidmar. He steps inside and then almost finds Panendes. Here's Babasaki. He finds Panendes. But Vidmar comes across and clears.
Probably would have been better the other way if Panendes, instead of being the top of the point, would be the link player. But it didn't work out like that because Babasaki has got probably younger legs and fresher legs.
Here's Abdullahi, goes inside and finds Yates. Yates will go back outside to Christophilos on the far side. He delivers first time into the box. First time there, Sakani brings it under and it's in! Sakani! With the Yokeris celebration, he makes that 2 to Birkalla, Playford 2. And what a finish, Theo.
Well, you predicted 2-2, that Burks have deserved at least 2 goals. Right? Now, probably look at Chris's delivery. It's just he just does have something, that once again, well done by staff. Great substitution, made a difference. Played the early ball in. Probably their defence was moving. I want to see what Playford actually do now. They went to a back 5. Do they change their back 5 now?
Well, don't know, but straight away from this kickoff, Allgate playing very high. As Panendes will get us underway. As French and Allgate, the 2 wing-backs have stepped up higher, but...
Grandstand finish, Mr. Talbot.
It certainly is. It's what we came to expect from a 1v2 here in the RAA NPLSA. As Yates dives into that one and gets there. Times it well to knock that ball out of play. I tell you what, if he missed it though, he was in trouble.
I think so.
as that's going to go out on the far side for a throw into Playford.
I could see the claret coming out then.
That's a Yates challenge through and through right there, as that's long into Pownendis. Vidmar wins it and Conway clears to a degree, and then Welsh further, only as far as McGregor. Yates goes down under that challenge and wins the free kick. And yes, Babasaki, he's younger than Pownendis. Christos now 30, Babasaki only 23, but certainly fresher legs, as that's going to go all the way through as Blackwood goes down and ref says play on. Here's Harriman. Goes long looking for Babasaki. Vidmar gets there first, brings that down and it falls to Clark, and he clears. Tyrese Conway unable to bring that under a spell. Here's McGregor for Playford. He beats one, beats two, finds Mullen, and then eventually wins the free kick. So this game's starting to liven up, Theo, with the 10 minutes to go, plus time added.
Whoever keeps a calmer head just follows his structures, follows what they've practiced. There will be another chance in, but who's got the courage? Once again, they don't have anyone trying to open it up.
There's Woolard on the ball with that left foot of his. He'll go into the box.
It's all too straight.
Pratt takes this one instead. He goes into the box and cleared by Blackwood out for a corner.
Would have made me eat my words if they can see they scored a goal then.
These two teams have played each other 27 times in the top flight over the years, with Birkalla coming away with 14 wins, 5 draws between them, and Playford getting 8 victories.
And out of those 27 games, how many times have you commentated them?
2. Last year and this year.
Okay.
And I can say that the weather is a lot better this year. That goes far post, and McGregor gets there and keeps it in straight into Harper's, who claims, and he gets to the top of his box to release and does so early, looking for Abdullahi, but he's probably hit that too straight for him, and it's cleared by Playford. Yates, bit of head tennis between the two sides. Blackwood brings it under but gives it away to Pratt. Mullen, McGregor, Pratt, beautiful play there. Pownendis, here is Mullen. Abdullahi does well to track back, but only finds Pratt in the end, and the cross comes in. Pownendis up against Clark, but cleared by Matsumoto. Welsh with a little touch there to Blackwood, and then he finds Conway. Conway away from Babasaki.
Build. Stay calm.
Sakani, probably one of the calmest players on the park with the ball at his feet. In saying that, there are a number of players out there that are calm under pressure. Here's Christophilos. His cross set up that equaliser. Here's Abdullahi, looks to go outside
quick
of him and does so, but eventually wins the corner. And as I said, he does bring a lot of pace to Abdullahi.
He's quick. He's
that took you by surprise, didn't it?
Wow, he just went up another gear, straight past his. Now, French has played full game, but still quick.
Abdullahi with this corner. He goes near post. Welsh gets there, and it's straight across the face of goal. And the last touch was off a defender, and it's out for a corner on the other side.
Uh-oh.
What a delivery that was, and Playford did well there to eventually clear it. And this now allows Christophilos to come across to take this one on that trusty left foot of his. As he swings this one near post, cleared by Playford, only as far as Conway.
Big leap again.
Cleared again. Still in the box. Clark can't quite bring it under control. Christophilos looked to think about crossing that with his right, but then realised it was on his right. Welsh in the box. Crosses, far post. Blackwood's up there. Great block there from Harriman. Abdullahi with the hit, and he sent that one wide. Birkalla really starting to apply the pressure, Theo.
Yeah, it's like a lot of oohs and ahs around here.
There certainly is. As Playford now go to their bench again. And it is their man, Dan Ryan, coming on.
I think they might have a slight change of shape, I think.
Coming on for Pownendis, who's done a lot of work up the top there, has Pownendis.
Huge graft.
And Dan Ryan, who did retire at the end of last season, but Benny Moore worked his magic, got him back out for this season, and he's slowly working his way back to fitness. He did score an absolute cracker against
Comets. Yeah.
Beautiful finish that night as Woolard will take this one and he goes long. Yates is going to win that one. No, it's going to drift over him and Babasaki's turned onto it, but it eventually goes out by Christophilos.
Some sort of clearance.
Abdullahi can't quite bring that under control and Christophilos will clear again, but only as far as Pratt. Clark then puts his foot through that one and goes long.
Prior to their equaliser, Birch were looking to put on Diarigo as well, but I think that's been shelved for the moment. I'll see him coming on soon though.
As they go all the way back to Harpers and he's under pressure from that man Ryan. And Sakani gets there first. Beautiful touch and then Conway can't quite bring that under control and Harriman puts that one into the car park.
Yeah, that's close to hitting my car, mate. Relax.
Missed the Soccer Locker truck, which is good for Costa Zacharopoulos, goalkeeper coach here at Birkalla and business owner of Soccer Locker for your soccer needs. If you're local and need something, give them a shout out. Good friends. Great little business there. It's supporting
the Goalkeeper Foundation.
Hey, Goalkeeper Union, that's what it's all about. As Yates turns, goes all the way back to Vidmar in the end. As we tick into 86 minutes plus time added. So not long to go now for either side. Clark goes inside to Blackwood, but that's over hit and it's going to go out for a goal kick.
He intended just a small lop, but it just carried too much and it was a bit too heavy.
Clark fizzed it into him as well. Made sure it got there, but just couldn't quite make it work. So start thinking about your 3-2-1s, my friends. You're going to have to give them to me soon.
Okay, all right.
As Woolard.
Thanks for the 3-minute warning.
Yep.
4 minutes.
I'll give you a few minutes. As Woolard goes long, Conway's going to win this one and does so, but only as far as Allgate. Here's Allgate for Playford. He goes line, but that's not going to find Ryan's feet, and it goes out for another throw-in.
Should we do it like we best defender, best midfielder, best forward?
No, I just want a 3-2-1, my friend.
Okay, 3-2-1.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what positions they play.
Okay.
Or which team they play for, as long as it's out there on that park that we're watching and tuning into on the the FSA League's YouTube channel, which is where you are watching this game. And thank you for tuning in into what has been a interesting encounter. Both teams have had their moments. Both teams have now got their 2 goals apiece. Both teams currently sitting 1 and 2 on the table. Goal difference separating them. As Playford come away with it, here is Ryan, who looks for Babasaki in behind. He's up against Clark, and Clark's going to use all his experience there to see that one over the line. So we should have a couple of minutes of time added as well, Theo. We've had a few changes and obviously
2 goals.
2 goals.
Well, I predicted 3 minutes in the...
You did, and you were right in the first half. As
I'm
Clark
predicting
goes
4.
4 this time. Let's see how we go. Conway keeps that in and gets past McGregor and then goes down and wins a free kick. And McGregor's now going to go... yes, McGregor's going to go into the book for that challenge.
The yellow card union continues.
Been a few cards this evening. We do need to get another ball.
Yeah.
Nope, Christophilos already has one ready to take. Let's see what Christophilos can deliver.
You can see the Burks Ultras hanging on the side.
They will certainly be screaming if this goes in, as Sakonis is also just warming up in front of us. Christophilos will...
Can he channel his inner Harry Crawford here and have a shot directly?
As he goes far post looking for Conway. Conway gets higher. Sakani straight into the arms of Osby. Just couldn't generate the power needed. As Osby goes short to Jurjevic on that far side. He's French. He goes long looking for Babasaki's run. He gets there first, but Matsumoto does well to clear. Abdullahi can't quite bring that under control quick enough, but he does win it back in the end. Goes all the way back to Matsumoto as we tick into the final minute here at Jack Smith Park. And he's going to go out for a throw-in on the far side, and it's a throw-in to Birkalla. Or is it a free kick?
Not too sure.
I didn't hear a whistle, so I'm assuming it's a throw-in.
Could be.
But no, it is a free kick. Played short, and here Birkalla come away with the ball. Here is Vidmar.
Where's the next pass? Excellent
Conway.
pass.
Finds Conway into a little bit of space. He's up against Woolard. Woolard does well against Conway and forces that one out for a throw-in as pressure is building. Birkalla, since that first goal, their tails have been up and really put Playford under pressure.
Yeah.
Playford now just doing enough to hold on at the moment as we tick into time added. As that's long by Matsumoto. Welsh with the first flick. Sakani.
Dangerous.
Defended there well by Harriman. Matsumoto looks to cross, does so, but no, doesn't get there in time. It's out for a goal kick.
So he created that little bit of space, just not enough to get a shot off. I was thinking Diorigo would have come on, but I'm wrong. Sakonis might be on next.
I don't know if he's even going to get on at the moment with the way the things are going here at Jack Smith Park in the NPLSA. As that's long by Woolard, and Welsh gets there first. Matsumoto is able to clear. Pratt goes short, finds Dan Ryan in some space. He's able to turn and face forward. Goes inside and finds Mullen. Mullen hits one from distance, and it's in! Mullen with a screamer! Absolute worldie from Mullen.
Goal of the week for sure.
Who has probably just gone and won the game for Playford in the 92nd minute.
Absolute top bin.
Mullen afforded too much space, and from about 40 yards, he has absolutely rifled that one, as Harpus could only watch as his despairing dive isn't enough to get there.
What could you do? I mean,
he had no chance.
You wait to the 91st minute to have a shot like that, and I did not want to disturb your commentary on that, because you deserve the spotlight.
And is that game over? We now go into 93rd minute of time added, and Birkalla now need another goal just to get level. As Matsumoto up competes to there, McGregor's happy to put a boot through that, and that's out for a throw-in. As the pressure now. But it's interesting. That's probably, Theo, I'd say, slightly against run of play there.
Totally.
Especially since that first goal for Birkalla. They've certainly had their tails up and probably put Playford under a lot more pressure. Ball goes in. Harriman clears. Babasaki brings that under control for Playford and then hooks that over his shoulder. As no one's willing to get there except Clark. And then Pratt volleys that one long and out for a throw-in. As let's see how much time is left as Matsumoto will look to take this throw-in. Finds Welsh.
The question is how much time. I predicted there'd be at least 4 minutes, so you'd say there's at least a minute left. There has to be.
We'll certainly add some time on for the goal as well, as Yates
maybe another minute, maybe
looks to switch it and does so. Finds Christophilos on that far side. Christophilos has to go backwards though to Vidmar and out to Clark as Birkalla try to get something out of this game now. He looks inside for Conway and finds him in the box. Conway brings that under control, crosses. Woolard cuts it out and then cleared by McGregor. Abdullahi comes all the way across and
that's
forces the corner.
All shoulder.
Shoulder there from Abdullahi, forces a corner, and Christophilos across to take it. This is it. Harpus has come up from the back. Can Birkalla get something out of this game in the 94th minute? I was hoping that it would finish at 2 apiece. However, Christophilos swings this one in, comes in, Osprey punches. Here's Matsumoto. Matsumoto hits it, blocks. Gets the header. And then Babasaki clears only into Matsumoto, and that's going to go out off Babasaki for a throw-in. Matsumoto now with the throw.
Harpus, go up, son.
He goes long into the box. Welsh almost wins the first one and cleared by Allgate. There's still time. Dion Turner hasn't looked at his watch just yet, as that goes out of play and over. Here's Yates. He's going to put this one back in. Blocked by Dan Ryan. Ryan up against Yates. And Ryan wins it, and he's going to shoot. Does so. And that's high and wide over Harpus's bar. There can't be too much longer left of this enticing battle between 1 and 2 on the table, north and west. Sakani looking for Abdullahi, can't find him. Blackwood gets a good touch there, and Sakani's able to get the ball in. Here's Conway under pressure, the ball bobbles up. Abdullahi, that was looked like a handball. Here's
the linesman saying something.
Linesman has flagged something.
Penalty.
And he's flagged it for a penalty. He's flagged for a penalty. As we'll have a quick look. As the ball was lobbed in, it eventually fell towards Conway. And under pressure from that Abdullahi, Allgate seems to have swung an arm. And the assistant referee on this near side flags it. And we've got a penalty in the 96th minute.
What more could you ask for, first versus second?
Not much more. not much more. Let's see what happens here as Welsh steps up to take the penalty.
Yeah.
96th minute. Welsh, Osby.
Now, if my team was playing, I would not watch a penalty, but my team's not playing.
The 32-year-old against Osby, the 35-year-old. Battle of the experience here. Welsh.
What more drama can we have?
Watch as the referee as he blows his whistle. Welsh steps up. Welsh sends a kick the wrong way, puts it in to make it 3 apiece. And is that now the game? As Dion Turner blows, and that is it. We finish here 3-3. And what an enticing battle that was, Theo. What can you say?
Oh, well, every game you brought me, we've got lots of goals, and I'm glad I've come on with comms here today, because it's been an absolute pleasure to do this game.
And how did that, what a finish that was. We thought that Isaac Mullen had finished it with an absolute worldie for then Birkalla to win a very late penalty, and Welsh, cool as you like, strokes it home to make it 3 apiece.
6 goals, possibly goal of the week.
Yes, certainly some contenders in there for goal of the week, that's for sure.
Yeah. What a cracking game, and you know, this is why you go out and support local football, because this is pure football and you get entertainment. Well done.
Certainly
to
was.
both clubs.
Theo, I asked you for a 3-2-1. What have you got for me? Has that last few minutes changed anything for you?
I possibly did, but you know what? I'm going to give 3 points to top bin Mullen. I thought he was excellent today. Could have given I probably got everything wrong, but anyway, I really loved Zagani's game. He did score. He was literally excellent on the ball all night, hard to stop, and I gave 1 to Harriman because I actually thought he played very, very well. He defended very well. He got knocked lots of balls, but how many other people could you give a 3-2-1? You could give them to all of them.
Certainly could, and we've got the stats here. The 3 goals apiece, 8 shots to Birkalla, 7 to Playford. Birkalla 6 shots on target, Playford 5 on target. In the end, two yellow cards to Birkalla, 4 yellow cards to Playford. And I tell you what, I'm not sure I'm going to get to sleep tonight after watching that. Well, what a finish.
Well, instead of having tea tonight, you have a Scotch and Coke.
We'll be getting ready for tomorrow's game, as there are still games to be played tomorrow here in the RAA NPLSA. So please get out to those games tomorrow across, like I said, the NPL and the HPG Homes State League 1 and State League 2. As those games have come up, Para Hills playing West Adelaide tomorrow, Adelaide United against Metro Stars, Croydon against FK Beergrad, and Adelaide City against Campbelltown. Now, Adelaide City-Campbelltown game is match of the round. There'll be replays, there'll be multiple cameras, there will be a pre-game show. So tune into that game from 6:45 tomorrow night. Theo, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, and see you tomorrow.
You will see me, and we'll both be on the call tomorrow for the FK Beergrad game against Croydon. So farewell, good night, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like, penalties are very quick. I think it's not like last week where two teams just this week. I think they're up the tempo from the first second. I think.